Hello and welcome back to another video of ZBrush Basics. In this video I will talk about tool panel, where how we can import and export the objects, how you can add and organize your subtools, how you can rename, duplicate, delete and insert the new subtools. We will also learn about splitting the subtools and merging them. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So I have opened the project, so I clicked on the light box and clicked on the Dynamesh sphere. Now we are going to talk about tool panel. This is the most important tool panel where that is going to be most used by you and me. So we'll start from here. So this is your subtool panel, and this is the place where your all the subtools resides. So you can see your all subtools, and if you want to add a new subtool, you just have to click on the append, and you'll find some options. You can add sphere, cube, cylinder, cone, all the predefined presets in this ZBrush. So I will add the cylinder and it will be automatically added into the scene. You can then just scale it up. So I'll just click on the scale, and scale, I can move it by clicking on the move. So now you have two subtools, and the same way I can add more subtools. I can go on append and click on the cube, and it by default comes on the origin. I can again select them and move some other place. Now as you notice, I want to move the cube, but I'm not able to. So the reason for that is your poly mesh cylinder is selected here in the subtool panel. So you have to select the cube, and then you can actually move them and edit it. I'll just scale it. The shortcut for scale is E. And now as you notice, whatever subtool is selected is highlighted, and rest is shown in gray. Now you can also rename the subtools. So whatever you want to rename, you just click on the rename and you just have to put a name. So I will just give it a cube and enter. That way you can actually rename and organize your subtool panel. You can also duplicate it. So if I want to duplicate this sphere, I can simply click on duplicate, so it automatically creates another cube one, but I will have to move. I can just see by moving around that there are now two cubes here. Now as you notice, there are some more options, like you can also insert and delete. So deleting, you can also delete any subtool. So I can go and select on the polymesh cylinder, and I can click on the delete. Now very important point, this is ZBrush is quite different with any other software. So if you delete something here, it is not a reversible process. So if you delete it, then you cannot undo it. So that's why it just says that it is not an undoable operation. So when you click OK, you should be sure about that. So I will click on OK, and I have deleted it. Now as you notice, I can click on Ctrl Z, but I am not able to get this. The reason for that is the undo history is saved for each and every subtool. So that is the reason your undo shortcut doesn't work here. Next thing is that I will also talk about the insert. So insert, what it does, when I click on the insert and select any object like cone, it just comes on the origin and I can move it up. Now what is the difference between insert and append tool? So basically both imports and both adds the object into your subtool panel and into your scene, but the basic difference is that when you select any object and click on insert, then your object comes directly below that subtool. So this is quite handy to organizing your scene, so as you can see here. But when you click on the append, and want to add, let's say, gear 3D, it will not come just below it, it will come into the usual order. So like if there are 5 subtools, then it will come as a 6th subtool, just like that. Next thing is that you can actually reorder them. This subtool is quite different than Photoshop. So in Photoshop you can actually select and drag up and down, but here actually you cannot do it. How can you? Now yeah, this is a very good thing. So basically in older version of ZBrush, there was not this functionality was not present there, so you basically could not actually move layers up and down. But now you can just simply drag and you can move your layers up and down. Another thing is that you can organize your layers and subtools into the folder. So when you click new folder, it just prompts to give you some name about the folder. I will just say folder, and the new folder is generated, and I can simply move objects inside the folder and I can just keep it in the same way. And this is quite handy to organize your scene, because in complicated characters and heavy scenes there are a lot of subtools, and then sometimes it's more than 100 subtools, so it becomes quite difficult to manage them. So take an example, like you can actually organize all the face structure like eyes, teeth, tongue, hairs, etc., everything into one folder, and you can name it as a head. So this is quite easy and quite handy to organize this your subtool panel. You can delete subtools. You can also delete the folders. So when you click on that, it just prompts that when you click delete the folder, all the subtools inside it will be deleted. So you make sure about that you want to delete it, because you will not undo it. Now let's come to the splits. So I can split the subtools. Now one thing to be noted, I can switch between the subtools by simply clicking Alt and left click. Alt and left click, I can switch to any subtool. Okay. Now if I want to split this, I'll have to make a selection. So what I'll do, I'll just click and press Ctrl and drag, so it just masks some area. Then I can simply go here and split. Okay, now the thing is that I want to split unmasked point, but the problem is that this option is not available here. The main reason for this is because this sphere has subdivision levels. As you can see, when I increase subdivision level, it just has the information. So what I will do, I will just go to geometry panel and delete higher. Right now I can go and I can split unmasked points. So you can split mask and unmask points, both actually does the same work. So I will click on the split mask, and you can see now there are two different subtools. I will go and click on solo so that you can just simply see how your subtools has been splitted, right? So this is split, and if you want to merge two objects, so I will delete this. I'll click OK, and I will click again OK to delete the sphere. Now if I want to add or merge something into this gear, I'll first insert an object. So I'll just click on this sphere, and I will move a bit someplace, will resize it like okay, simply like that. And then I want to merge this sphere with my gear. Now my scene is a bit of getting crowded, so I just want to work on this gear and this sphere, so I can hide these two subtools. To hide the subtools, you just have to click on this eye icon, and this will be hidden, right? Now you want to merge it. So to merge it, I will have to click on the first one, my gear, and then I'll have to click on the merge. There are multiple options, like you can click on merge down if you want to merge the object just below it. So just like I will do it, and you can see now both objects have been merged. I can do sculpting here, and you can see my both object merged and they are affected, and I can sculpt on both. But as you notice, when I smooth it up, you can see that they are still a different one. Like I see a sharp edge, so they are still not exactly merged. So the reason for this is that sometimes you want to merge the object but also want to control the selection. That's why it is very handy. When I click on the polyframe, it just gives me the idea that these two are still have different polygroups. So this is quite handy to make a selection. But still, if you want to merge them, you just have to click on the okay, this is already merged. So now I will do one thing. There are two ways of doing things. First is you merge thing. I'll just turn off this, and for now that. For explaining my point, I'll just merge these two into one. Now if I want to merge it, I will just click on build, and then I will merge it down. So it will weld my vertices. But as you can notice, these are still different objects. So the reason is that you can actually simply click on Dynamesh. So when you go on geometry panel and click on the Dynamesh, you can, when you click on Dynamesh, the object will be merged, but your polygroups will still be retained. Now you can see I can actually add any information, and it will be now there are no sharp edges. So now these two objects has been truly merged, as well as I have the options to select them separately, because these are still different to separate poly groups. Okay, so here and the same way, so like the way you can split, so in the same way you can actually merge. So when you merge similar, when you click on the merge similar, so what it does, if you have two similar subtools, then you can actually merge them together. Like if I say I have four spheres, I can show you in this, so I will just delete this, and this also I will delete, and I will insert sphere. I'll also insert sphere, insert sphere. So I have just added 3 spheres here. I have also added a cube that I will just make it on the some other place. Okay, now when I click on merge similar, so what it does, it's merge the similar objects. Oops, some problem. Okay, so now if you want to merge all the subtools into one at once, because merging them one by one may be a tedious task, so if there is a case that you want to merge them all at once, so you just have to click on merge visible. So whatever the subtools are visible, they will be merged into one, right? Now the thing is that here when you merge these subtools, the merged one doesn't show up here, so it actually created here, so you can see my all subtools being merged. So I can just edit them separately, and I can just insert them into my main document. So I can just go and insert these here, and you can see I can able to edit them together. So feel free to use these all the options for the subtool panel, and you can also there are a lot of options that you would like to explore, and I will cover in the next video. That's it for this video. If you like this video and this video is somehow a good help for you, then make sure then to give it a like and subscribe my channel to receive similar videos in future. Don't forget to press on the bell icon, so that whenever I upload a new tutorial, you just get updated with that. So that's it for now, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.